All right, welcome back to the Wisdom for Warriors podcast. I'm here with Shane. He's been on an episode before, well, 2 episodes technically. The first one, I was actually listening to it today because I forgot what we talked about because it was December of 23, I think.
Yeah, it was a while ago, almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, so, first time doing this on camera and first time in, I guess did we do the one?
Conrad
Was that last year?
Yeah,
Or is that
it was last February.
Yeah, so last year, but yeah, so he's in town getting ready to do some training, some recertification, and so it's pretty cool. He's actually the first person I've had in the studio.
Oh, it's awesome.
So
Beautiful backdrop.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit real quick about Revolution Research. Shane is actually the guy that put me onto them, and they're a peptide company out of Florida. So if you're ever looked into peptides or anything, give them a look, and you can use code Paul W4W and get a 15% discount. So yeah, man. Since I just said that, we could go ahead and talk a little bit about peptides.
Okay.
I know you've had some pretty significant injuries,
Yeah.
And obviously we both put a lot of wear and tear on our bodies between jujitsu and weightlifting and whatever other dumb stuff we get ourselves into. But how long about have you been using them?
I've been on peptides 3 to 4 years. Like, I mean, I don't take them all the time, but
Right.
there's certain ones that I've researched like heavily, and others that I'm starting to learn about now because there's so many of them, you know.
Yeah.
And they all have different benefits and things like that. So
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what they can do for you and everything. I obviously the big one for a lot of like jujitsu guys is the Wolverine stacks,
Right.
the BPC 157 and the TB 500, just because of all of its regenerative properties as far as ligaments and muscles and all that. And
those are the 2 that I started with when I researched, because about 3 or 4 years ago, I was like researching peptides and things like that because they have secretagogues that can simulate growth hormones and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, and then a lot of people don't know, like, just to get it out there, the oldest peptide in the world is insulin.
Yeah.
So that is an actual peptide because it's naturally occurring in your bile and your ducts and your stomach fluids and stuff like that. That's how they regenerate them and things like that. But peptides are awesome. Like biohacking, I'm huge into biohacking your body and stuff like that. And it's more of a non-pharmaceutical approach, you know what I mean? To like, because if you're like, for example, when I tore part of my bicep and my forearm back in October, and like they wanted to do pain management with like, you know, pills, and I'm not going to do that at all. And so the BPC 157, TB 500, I have a certain regimen that Paul's actually used before. And it's really good. I did add a little, some other things to it, growth hormone and things like that help like speed up the process.
Yeah.
And like it was just night and day. Like, I mean, my arm was instantly smaller and things like that. It wasn't a complete tear, thank goodness. But because, I mean, a peptide is not going to, you know, if you have a complete tear, it's not going to do anything.
Right.
You're going to have to have surgery, you know. It's not like this miracle.
It's not actually Wolverine status.
No, yeah, but no, the BPC 157 TB 500 stacked together is so good, and it's great for your gut health as well.
Yeah.
Like, you can take low doses of BPC 157. That's usually what it was invented for, was like IBS and stuff like that. A lot of people don't know that, but it's great for your overall gut health. And so one of the ones that my wife started taking is Melotan or Melanotan.
Yeah.
Dude, she can get tan, and if she goes and tan better outside, but it's hard for her. Like me, I get dark real easy.
Yeah.
So I looked into that one because it actually gives you a layer of protection against UV rays. It's super weird. I'm not a doctor or scientist, so I'm not giving medical advice here.
Yeah. Nothing we're saying is medical advice. This is all our personal experience.
Yeah, this is all like,
make sure you do your own research.
Anecdotal, okay? So
do your own research and talk to a doctor.
I've read a lot of NIH studies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she did this protocol that some of my bodybuilder friends do instead of doing like fake tan and stuff.
Right.
And I've seen redheaded people get tan from this stuff. It's crazy. And she is like way darker. It's close to the darkest I've ever seen her. She's only been on it a little while.
Yeah.
It's crazy how quick it worked.
Yeah. For me, because you put me onto them, and I had did something to my lat,
Mhm.
um, doing a side control escape that you'll actually learn this week. I'm sure you already know it, but as far as our
Man.
curriculum goes, but it, it was a new injury, and I started taking it, but I didn't have something to like. Since it was a new injury, I couldn't tell if it was working or not.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
fast forward though, when I really became a true believer, is I tweaked my back, and I've been doing that since like 2019
Right.
after a car accident. Like two of the times that it happened, I had to like have multiple firefighters, like 5 firefighters carry me out of the house, like
Yeah.
multiple people help me out of the house to
Yeah.
get to the hospital. Um, when it happened this last time, I had Brittany, shoot it like right at the area. And
That's that's another thing.
that was the quickest, easiest recovery from that
Isn't
injury
that crazy?
that I've ever had.
I mean, I got tendonitis really bad about 3 years ago in my elbow. No, my right elbow. And I even did, like, scraping, you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
That's
That
painful,
looks
by the way.
awesome.
0 out of 10 recommendation. And I did all kinds of stuff that I could do to it, physical therapy, all the workouts and stuff, and then I got really deep into, like, biohacking and stuff, and I literally put that sucker as close to the bone as possible
Yeah.
when I was doing my injections, and it was, like, a week later, it was gone.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, what just happened?" Because it's just inflammation that only is gonna get better with no working out, you know,
Mhm.
you have to stop, like, literally, and it was so bad that I couldn't do, like it was horrible, and this on my bicep, I mean, it's still in the healing process, we're, like, 6 months, you know, but it's it took it, like it's like a year and a half recovery if you don't have surgery,
Yeah.
and it made it where it was like
Yeah. Year and a half recovery and not doing things.
yes, not
Yeah.
well, you don't have any strength or
Yeah.
dexterity, like,
Yeah.
I was lifting weights, different hands, different weight, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
I couldn't even risk trying to a complete rupture.
Yeah.
And I didn't do jujitsu for a little while and things like that, but that 10 times my recovery
Yeah.
and strength and pain. The pain went away like within like a day when I started and when
Really.
I put the injection and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That so I'm big into I mean, obviously the rave ones everybody's raving about are GLP ones or GLP threes, you know.
Yeah. From the research I've done, like the three big ones is the GLP-1, the tirzepatide, and the retatrutide.
Yep.
And the retatrutide,
Is a
like,
three. It's three. Yeah.
yeah, the retatrutide is the one that like all the bodybuilders will use
Huge,
because
because
it,
you don't lose muscle, like
yeah,
Ozempic, I'm not trying to I don't know Ozempic, okay, semaglutide,
yeah,
the actual name, semaglutide, and it's the one where people are losing their hair, they can't hold water down, they could
it's the
defecate
ones
through a
that
screen
Hollywood's
door.
look, all the Hollywood
Yeah,
people are looking
sinks
like
in skin. Yeah,
Skeletors.
because it's true weight loss. You lose
Yeah,
everything, muscle and
yep.
everything. Whereas trizipizide is a little different.
Yeah, it's more of like the middle of the three.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's much better. It's the more expensive version of it. I mean, it's like the semaglutide was the OG, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And now it's just gotten better. Retta's 10 times better. You don't lose muscle on it. It helps you control
Yeah,
your
actually,
appetite.
guys are or people that use it are losing fat, but also gaining
Yes.
muscle.
Yeah,
So
Retta's big deal.
yeah,
Levi got put he did Retta for a couple months and
really,
got rapid, massive results quickly.
yeah,
He kinda coupled it with, intermittent fasting and stuff like that. Just
mhm,
like anything, if you can like the Melanotan,
yeah,
you can take it and you're gonna get you'll get tanner even if you don't go outside, but it works 10 times more if you get UV,
right,
either organically or in a tanning bed or whatever. But it's just like with any of those, if you're not doing what you're supposed to, like if I take the Wolverine stack, but I'm not rehabbing,
right,
it's not gonna work
yeah,
or it's gonna be counterproductive. So you have to do everything. It just highlights it. It just advances it.
yep, yeah, and that's where like I know there's a lot of people on the fat loss ones and
Mm.
stuff, but like still you need to you couple that with actual exercising and
Well,
uh
anytime I've
a
helped
good
people,
diet.
they've came to my house, I've showed them how to reconstitute it, you know?
Yeah.
It's different, it's difficult if you don't know, it's kinda scary.
Mhm.
So I show them how to do it and things like that, and I explain to them, especially when they're on any of the GLP-1 or GLP-3, you need to have a high protein diet
Yeah.
because your muscles get built off of protein. They
Mhm.
don't get built off of anything else. Fat and carbs are energy. That's all they are. They won't build muscle. They can help you build muscle with energy, but protein is the source of muscles.
Right.
And if you're not, it's going to make it where you're not eating, you know, because and it makes certain foods because of the way your brain's wired not taste good.
Mhm.
That's the thing about Retta too. They have
Yeah,
they
it's a suppressor, right? Like,
Yeah, well, they have it where, like, sweet foods don't taste as sweet.
huh,
Like, people are starting to give that as a side effect, like, a positive side effect.
yeah,
But another thing, they're treating, like, addiction with Retta, like, certain doses of it. Like, I've been
interesting.
reading a lot of stuff, like, people they're treating yeah, it's crazy, dude, like,
Yeah,
of what they can do with that stuff. It, but I tell people, like, "Hey, the best way to do this is to strength train or resistance train,
mhm,
high protein diet. Make yourself get the calories you want, see what you're gonna burn, and then suppress it, what you're eating, but still eat
yeah,
because it'll help burn calories. Eating actually helps you burn calories.
right.
And keep it high protein so you're keeping your muscle as much
Mhm,
as possible. And you do that, you'll get man, within 90 days, you could change your life. Like
yeah,
I've seen people do it. So
yeah. It's pretty amazing. And even before you hooked me up with them and everything, I was switching my TRT company,
mhm.
and it was one of the bigger names out there for TRT, and they also said they had the
Peptide.
Wolverine stack.
Oh,
So I
okay.
was like, okay, cool. Like they told me the price, which was
Astronomical.
astronomical. Told me the price, and then they called me back 2 days later. And they're like, hey, we can't ship it to. All right, so I think we're back. Like I told you, it never fails. There's always some kind of technical difficulties. So we took a break, had some tri-tip. I
Beautiful.
think it was Texas approved, so that's cool.
It was great.
Uh,
It was really
so
good.
yeah, we were talking about peptides, and you were about to say something about Revolution Research.
So I was gonna say that actual website, because there's so many peptide websites and third party, this and that. That is actually, like you said earlier, based out of Florida, and they actually use one of the only approved compounded labs in the whole country. I think there's 3 or 4,
Yeah,
maybe more than that. Other than that, because they're sterilized labs is what they are. And some people use sterilized labs, some people don't. That's why, yeah, I don't trust a lot of the peptide websites.
yeah,
But I was turned on to them by some people in the fitness industry that swore by them.
yeah,
So that's why I turned them on to you. I don't know. That was a while ago.
yeah.
I think we've used a different one you and I have before. I told you about one before when I was sharing about peptides before, and now we went to that one just because it was good price, good turnaround. You get your stuff really quick. They're very
And they are really quick to get it shipped out. And there's another so one of my students who's one of my buddies. He's been an adjunct a couple times. I put him onto Revolution,
mhm,
and he ordered like 3 vials of one of them. I think it was Retta actually, and only like 2 showed up. So
mhm.
they actually ended up sending him like an additional 3 to
Oh
like
wow, to make it right. Oh
make
wow,
up for it. Because I was like, bro, I'm like that like
that's a big deal.
I'm like linked up with them, but I don't have any like
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So they made it right really quick, and they ship it out fast. So it's cool. So like if you haven't tried peptides or you're interested in it, like you can hit me up. You can hit Shane up something. Do your research. There's tons of videos out there on YouTube. That talks about dosing and all that stuff. But again, just to reiterate, we're not medical professionals. This is just strictly based off of our own experience with them. But I am a firm believer in them for
Oh
sure.
yeah, for sure.
Um, so since we had the technical difficulties in dinner, we kind of you got class in the morning.
Yeah.
Um, but I just want to pivot. Um, talk a little more about like jujitsu and the importance for law enforcement.
Okay.
Um, we talked about it a little bit. I listened to our first episode this morning, and we talked about it a little bit there. But unfortunately, um, just surrounding law enforcement over the last probably 10, 15, almost 20 years now, cops don't have respect. They don't have
Right.
um, the backing like they used to.
Yeah, the
So the
pendulum has
standards has
swung.
gone way down as
Right.
far as who they're able to hire.
For sure.
And because I've seen a lot of good cops hang it up because they weren't getting the support they needed.
Absolutely.
And with that, back with the whole defund the police and everything, like, no, you should have been like fund the police more so they have more training
Right.
because there's so many videos we were talking about some earlier that you see these officers get in these situations and they're not equipped for it.
avoidable situations.
Yeah. One that really comes to mind. Did you see the one in, I think it was Las Cruces, New Mexico?
Maybe.
It's not easy to watch. Officer responds with his hands in his vest, and I hate to talk about him because he did die.
Okay.
But if you wear an outer carrier vest, if you're a police officer or the military, and you put your hands inside of your vest, that's a recipe for disaster. So, anyways, in this video, walks up. There's a homeless guy hanging outside of a building.
Oh, I have seen that video.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
It's not easy to watch.
Yeah, that's because you hear it on his body camera.
You hear it, you see it.
That's
see the blood.
That's a really bad video.
In short, he was probably complacent and everything. He had his hands inside the vest, and guy pulled out a big old Michael Myers knife, and
stabbed him like in the neck, wasn't it?
Yeah, a few times. He bled out. He died pretty quick. I mean, it didn't matter, but there was somebody nearby.
That's right.
That had a concealed carry and ended up
they shot the guy. Yeah, that's right.
But it didn't matter. The cop
he
was dead.
Yeah, he had too much trauma and too quickly,
and
you couldn't have saved him.
No, and it's stuff like that. It's avoidable. You know, I hate that he lost his life and everything, but this is the type of stuff where officers need more training. They need to touch the fire.
Yes.
And
I mean, to me, like, just to kind of piggyback off that, the police academies in general are way too short.
Yeah.
And they shorten them because of the need of police. And I get that. I totally understand and respect it. However, they put a lot of that pressure back on the home stations, and the home stations are so short-handed. They're just trying to literally herd cattle.
Yeah.
We're just turning out butter. You know, it's like, we don't have time to train. You know what I mean? We don't have the money to train. We don't. It's just what it is. It's crazy to me. Like,
and it's really bad right now too with the big push for Homeland Security, because so many people have left and went to ICE.
Yeah, it made it worse because what I think I read an article the other day that like 27% of VA policing went down and went Homeland Security.
Yeah,
nationwide.
I mean, they're offering a $50,000 bonus, a higher
paying your
debt
off. They're doing all kinds of stuff. So,
it's understandable. The only time I'll say something back to somebody that's taking a move for like a position is if they're leaving their family, or if I'm like, it's probably not going to work out, or you know, like this ICE thing, whether there's an administration change or they meet mission,
scary.
Or they meet mission.
Meet mission is a big thing I've told
they're coming back.
They're going to meet mission.
Yeah, they're not going to. They can't keep all those people.
The easiest way to recycle money is to cut jobs.
Yeah,
you hired, I don't know, let's say they hired 100,000 people. I don't know, and they're like, okay, well, we only need 10,000 of those people.
Yeah,
we're going to recycle 90 of them.
And one of the things I found out, which is actually really smart on the administration's part of whoever came up with this bonus, is they only get
so much every year for
5 years. Yeah. Again, so if they meet mission or it's a new administration, they don't have to finish paying it out.
I don't want to gamble with that. You know,
no.
Is optically, like, I've spoken about that a lot, but I'm not going to today about how the mission's objective is being done and stuff is one of the reasons it looks the way it does. But I think they're gonna. Absolutely. Even if they meet mission or change administrations, that's inevitable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it's unnecessary.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
which will be good for the departments that are, because they're gonna have to have a job again.
Well,
so they're gonna come back.
I used to work in when I was 18, 19, so like that. I worked in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice prison system.
Yeah.
State prison system. And around 03, 04, I mean, the oil was awesome.
Yeah.
We were like 40% of their staff because they went to the oil field. As soon as the oil field collapses or doesn't do something, then they come back to work.
Yep.
Every time.
Yep.
With debt and a big old truck that ain't got paid off, all kinds of stuff. I promise you.
$100,000 truck they can't
driving
afford.
in the parking lot to go work where they used to work. You know, it's the exact same thing that's going to happen.
No, it's true. I didn't even think about that. I know I tried to get on. That was my plan when I got out of the Army, was to go to the oil fields. But that was under that administration that cut all that off. So
yeah, you were.
Yeah. So I didn't want to be back in law enforcement. I actually worked for like a local transportation company. So they did like a lot of medical supplies.
Oh yeah.
Like hot shot
I remember you telling me that.
And then I worked for FedEx, and then my buddy was actually coming down here. He put on or not MySpace, Facebook, that he was coming to Little Rock. I'm like, why are you coming down here? He's like, oh, the academy. I'm like, I didn't even know the VA had police for one, but that's how my journey started. And
That's wild.
um, I actually ended up getting a job where he worked, but it- obviously I'm passionate about it. I know you're passionate about it. Um, my passion brought me here to be an instructor coming from Detroit, doing it there, just being able to have a bigger impact on hundreds of people every year, um, and trying to just relay the importance of training. And I'll admit, when I first started working here, I was a jerk. like, I'd have people, students write complaint forms. The instructor with the Joker tattoo did this, and I had to learn that, like, if especially with DT and ground stuff, anything hands on, if you as a student, if I make you feel like you can't do it, or I'm making you feel dumb because the way I'm talking to you,
It's a failure of you.
I failed you.
Absolutely.
My goal now that I've matured and grown, is to make you show that you can do this,
Right.
and you should do this.
Yeah.
And
We have to go to the same goal, same mission, but you may have to go a different route about it.
Yep.
So you got to have some type of exclusivity or like equability when you're training or coaching or instructing people.
Yeah.
Because the military is horrible at it. Obviously, they say everybody's got to do it this way, and we're going to take this round object and put it in this square hole. You know what I mean? Type thing. So or vice versa. But you can't do that in the real world.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So a good instructor is somebody that can adapt.
Mm-hmm.
They can find ways to motivate or teach somebody how to do something we all have to do anyway.
And the great thing about jujitsu is anybody can do it.
Anyway.
Anybody can do it. There's amputees that do jujitsu and ball people up.
Yeah, I'm not taking that loss. I'll roll with them, but I'm not gonna do it on camera.
Right.
It's like, I would, but it's just, I see it all the time. It's crazy, man. Like blind people do it.
Yeah.
Like
deaf people do it. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like it literally is made for everybody. That's why I tell everybody, like, I tell people when people ask me all the time, because I did professional fighting for almost 12 years, and I boxed for a long time, kickbox and all that, and then I got into jiu-jitsu. Like that was the last thing I did. I even wrestled before that. But I tell people it's the greatest base for self-defense.
Yeah.
Wrestling is a great base for MMA, but the best base, because you can't finish somebody in wrestling. You can pin them, and then you're like, oh, what do we do?
Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu, you're finishing people.
Yeah.
And my goal, I love learning the arm bars and knee bars and all the cool wizardry stuff. I used to be a nerd about all that, but the older I get with jiu-jitsu, it's literally the jiu-jitsu to me is the art of strangling you.
Yeah.
Because I could break your arm and you could still fight me.
Sure.
Break your leg, still fight me.
Yeah.
If I choke you unconscious, you're not fighting.
Yeah.
I either bless you with your life by not taking it, or I take it, or disengage, or I run away or something, but that's what I like to do. I like to be so crafty at trying to strangle you.
Yeah.
But literally, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. We talked about it, in the first episode we did. A lot of guys come through and like, oh, I just punch them. Like, bro, when was the last time you punched anything?
Oh, I agree with you. Like the analogy you use on that with how many times people miss and stuff. Like, like I boxed, Golden Glove champ, national champion. Like I'm good, but I missed a lot.
Yeah,
and I'm super good at that. Like I'm really, really technical at striking.
Yeah,
like I'm way better at striking than I am at jiu-jitsu. But I was gifted, and I did it a lot, all the time. You know what I mean? Like. Whereas, like, if you've been in, I bet the average man's been in maybe 1 or 2 fights in their whole life.
If that, yeah.
Yeah, if that. It'd probably be culture to women. And their definition of a fight and mine and theirs is probably broadly different.
Right.
Your 6th grade fight on the playground is not a fight.
Yeah.
It's not translatable to when you're an adult. But it's, that's what to go back is I tell people, you get your kids involved in jiu-jitsu for self-defense aspect. And because you can control someone without taking damage. You know what I mean? That's the whole goal of jiu-jitsu.
This might rub you a little wrong, but
all right.
But like I know, like Texas is huge about football.
Yeah, they are.
Right?
I love football.
Does Grayson play?
No.
Okay. Why not?
So Grayson, I made a decision. My brothers and I, first off, were really good football players.
Yeah.
Like brother, Division One athlete, all that. He could have played for the Desperados, all kinds of stuff. Anyways, football is extremely low reward, high risk,
Mm,
and it's even worse in youth level.
yeah.
Um, Telling a kid to run full speed with an oversized helmet on and to properly tackle somebody when the pros can't even do it.
Yeah.
You know, they break their necks, get hurt, concussions all the time.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it for some of them 15, 20, 30 years. Too too low a reward, very high risk. No one's gonna remember the 13 touchdowns you scored in 6th grade. They're gonna remember when you broke your collarbone
Yeah,
or you
right.
broke your wrist or you got a concussion. So no, so next year he goes into 7th grade. He's matured his body. He's going through puberty right now. I think that I told him, I said, if I think you should try at least 1 year. I said, I don't think it's for you because he loves baseball
Yeah.
and he does jujitsu and he boxes with me. But I love football. So here's my sports aspect. Here's my umbrella. Okay,
Mm,
my favorite sport to watch is football. All right. The reason is because there's professional football, for example, 17 games.
mm,
That's little. You know, every game really matters. You know what I mean? And then my favorite sport to play, team sport, is basketball because we can go play basketball right now.
right.
But my favorite sport, I think the best sport ever, is baseball. And I love hockey too. I love it. But baseball to me is because it's a 1v1 every
Right.
single play,
Sure.
but it's a team aspect.
Yeah.
And you can't run the clock out. There's no time limit.
Yeah.
You can't kneel on the ball. You can't skate away. You got to throw the ball to that guy
Yeah.
and get him out. You know?
Yeah.
So that's what it is. But martial arts is great for me, and especially I love the aspect of it because I got 5 of the most unique, nerdy blue belts you've ever met in your life that hate sports. They hate the idea of sports. They hate team
Yeah.
sports. And it gives them an avenue, an option to be a part of something like that and get the same thing you get from sports, those great qualities you get, because no one's going pro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they are, you knew it a long time ago. So,
Right.
but 99.9% of people aren't going pro in anything. So,
What
were you going to say?
same along the same lines. Like I think you can start playing Pee Wee. It's pretty young. It's like
first grade, dude.
5 years,
Yeah, like
5, 6,
5,
something.
yeah, it's insane.
Young. So even if, like, my thought on it is, like, even if you were good enough and you could get all the way through college,
Yeah,
the chance of you going pro is slim. And
it's not happening.
we're talking about 15, like you said, like 15 plus years of beating your body down.
Yeah, it's super high impact.
For what? Now, like, now you break your knee or something in college, and now you're done.
Yep.
Now what?
And then, yeah,
That's all you know.
totally agree with you.
So I can only imagine thinking about, like, not only like the physical, but then like it's just like cops and military guys, once they retire, like, that's all they know. Like, they don't know anything else.
And it doesn't translate to anything else but that.
Exactly. So, like, for me, and, like, my oldest son, he played flag football, and that was as far as I wanted.
Grayson's played flag once, and I coached it.
Yeah, and that's,
Which is great. It's a developmental football league.
yeah,
And that's all kids should play, in my opinion.
I agree. Because then, so, like, with the baby, the plan is start him in wrestling, jujitsu, and baseball, because she played softball through college. But same thing, right? Like, if a kid could start doing jujitsu,
You can do it
at
forever.
5 years old,
Do it forever.
and do it forever. Yeah, you're gonna get
One
beat
day
up.
you're going to pick I tell kids this. I told them the other day at baseball practice. I said, listen, one day, and I could have played college baseball, but I didn't. I wouldn't have got to play. I had to sit the bench. I could have been on the team. I was a pretty good baseball player, but I told him one day I put the ball down and I didn't pick it back up until I coached Grayson.
Yeah.
There was a huge, 13-year gap there, 14-year
Yeah.
gap. And you're going to put the ball down one day and never pick it up again.
Yeah.
When you could do jiu-jitsu forever.
Right.
We got a guy in our class right now. It's like 74. He's a blue belt. He just got his blue belt. He's 74 years
That's
old.
awesome. There's a I think he's like a Korean war vet at one of the schools here. Just got his brown belt.
Oh, wow.
One of the guys at Grant School, he's like, I think he said he's 72. He's a brown belt. Like,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
you can do it for a long time. But same thing, right? Like, martial arts period. Well, I won't say that. The good ones. There's some McDojo BS. Yeah.
Sorry.
Some Detroit Urban survival tactics nonsense out there.
Oh my God.
But there's stuff there's stuff out there, like if you do jujitsu, even if you don't go into law enforcement or something, that could still save your life one day.
Absolutely.
And that's where my mindset is. I'd rather put my 7-month-old baby to go into a cage to fight
Oh, yeah.
than on the gridiron
No,
because
me
he
too.
can protect himself and he's getting a life skill
Right,
out of it.
right.
Discipline,
It's not even
all
like
those
the
things.
data is not even close to how damaging football is
Yeah.
to any other sport.
Yeah.
It's a car wreck every single time something happens.
Yeah. It's insane. And I mean, all those things coming out like a CTI and all that. And it's like, look at what,
It's insane.
like,
Well, now it's so
makes
hardcore in
sense.
Texas. Listen, you start school sports in 7th grade, like junior high or whatever.
Right.
You can only for contact sports. So basketball is considered a contact sport. Basketball, football, soccer, some other sports. Because you can have contact.
Mm,
It's unlikely in baseball. It does happen, but it's very unlikely.
sure.
The other sports, it's likely. You can only have 3 recorded concussions from 7th to 12th grader. They don't let you play contact sports
That's good.
ever again.
That's good.
Well, yeah, dude, people are getting brain damage.
Yeah.
Dude, I guarantee you right now, I played a little pee-wee football, played 8th grade all the way up to senior year. I bet I had at least 5 plus undocumented concussions.
Oh, I'm sure. Back then, yeah.
Easily. Like, you know how bad it was. My brother got a documented concussion, was in the hospital for a day, and they didn't let him play a week. Like back then, dude, like if he'd got
Surprised they
hurt like
waited
that
that
now,
long.
they'd have never let him play again.
Yeah.
We had a kid on our team that had so many documented concussions
Yeah.
that a neurologist said, I will not be your doctor anymore if you keep playing football. And then the state came in. This is 2002, bro.
Yeah.
A long time ago. They're like, you
Right.
can't play football anymore. He's probably going to have ALS when he's
Yeah.
50 something, you know?
It's just I'm not knocking football. Like,
So you didn't think it was going to go that way, did you?
no, and I just wanted to, mess with you about Texas
I love
and
football.
football.
I love football, but I'm not one of those dads, dude.
Yeah.
And I think I'm blessing a little bit. I think the Lord blessed me. I didn't have grace until I was 28.
Yeah.
And because I would have been a horrible dad at probably 18 to 23.
Yeah.
I'd have been, we're going to do every sport.
Yeah.
You're going to cry every day. I don't give a crap. I would have been one of those dads. I know, because I was dumb. I was really dumb till about 25. And then I just wasn't as dumb, but I was, my brain fully developed.
Yeah.
So,
right. Stuck in concussions.
Yeah,
Playing football.
that's what it was. Yeah. And it was one of them things that like, I think I'm blessed in that way because I coach Grayson in baseball. I have a lot, I give him a lot of the stuff I do. I make him work, but he has to work. But I incentivize it, dude. Like I'm weird. Like some people aren't going to like what I'm going to say, but if he goes to practice and does well and he's respectful, I give him a couple bucks. Swear. I don't incentivize good play. I incentivize good behavior and doing what you're supposed to, because who knows? I mean, if he is a professional one day, he may expect that, you know what I mean? But I incentivize it to give him something else to work towards, not just to do something just because I want you to do it.
Yeah.
And it gives him something to work towards and also something to lose as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, man. Yeah, like the baby, he'll be on the mats.
Yeah.
Baseball because she played softball, but
so we do baseball 5 days a week during baseball season, and he goes to a private lesson, and then we do 2 practices, 2 games, and sometimes 6 days a week. But before that, he and I were every single day for about 45 minutes an hour doing some level of combative.
Yeah, you
3 days
send
a
me
week.
videos.
Oh yeah, them hitting pads. We'll go to the football field and do it. We'll go to the gym and do it. I like to change the venue up just because it's like a prison cell if you don't.
Right.
Like for kids, they're like, oh my gosh, this is the same room. It's I like to go outside. It's good.
No, it's good. Yeah.
So and it helps you build your confidence up. So he's real receptive of it. But it like I was telling Brittany earlier. The reason people don't like doing jiu-jitsu, and I'm going to circle back to what we were talking about originally with police officers, is because it is not gratifying in the way that people want to be gratified. Like I can go to basketball practice, just practice. I can shoot and make baskets. Baseball, I can hit a baseball, throw a baseball, catch a baseball. Football, same thing, score a touchdown in practice. Those are all gratifying things that make you feel good.
Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu, it's hard work and it's not fun. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, it's, to me, you drill, and you don't know if you're good until the application enrolling. Mm-hmm. So I've always, when I instruct, I always tell people we work a series, whether we go I like to go top, bottom, sometimes bottom up, but I work either, for example, I'll do a takedown to this, to this, to this, reversal, this. It's like a series of 6 things in one class.
It's very similar to how Grant does it.
Yeah. So that's how I learned it. That's the way to practically apply it. We have a system, like a multiple week system that we do, and that they all tie together.
Yeah,
and then
that's good.
It's like a back to basic thing.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the rolls, we do controlled 3 to 5 minute rolls, depending on the level of class and stuff. And you have to only do what you learned.
Okay.
Or you reset.
Yeah.
So if we're doing like a a side control escape
Yep.
where I'm gonna scissor and take your bag out and seatbelt you, you can't pull guard. You can't do this. You have to do what we just did. You have
Gotcha.
to figure a way out of what we just showed you.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you're gonna practically apply what I just showed you.
Yeah.
Because when we're doing it, we're drilling, there's little to no resistance. And then we'll apply 50% resistance or whatever it may be. But while you're drilling for your partner, you let them do it,
Right.
so that they can feel it and know what they're doing wrong and right. But that's monotonous and it's sweaty. No one's winning anything. You're not scoring any points. So guys don't want to do that because it's hard.
So that's interesting what you're saying, that you get that gratification and you don't necessarily get that in jujitsu. So that makes me think, bringing it back to law enforcement,
Yeah.
right? Most officers love going to shoot the range
Oh,
because
hey,
they can stand still.
9mm snipers, dog.
Yeah, they can stand still and be snipers, but
And they can hit that still target that's and still by, I mean, not moving.
yeah, right.
It's
And that's the mats don't lie.
they don't. There's that it's humbling. You can be like, I mean, you get tapped by somebody that's been doing it a couple months just because your ego gets in the way and you're like, I'm not gonna take it serious, and that's humbling. Or like, I mean, I've when I was young, I was really full of vinegar and piss, and I was like, I want every belt here. I want that blue belt, that purple belt, the brown belt. I want them all, And obviously, I got smashed up a lot. But the gratifying to me is because you're doing something that if no one's the best at jiu-jitsu.
Right.
I don't care who Gordon Ryan could be on top right now.
Nobody will ever know everything about
Some
jiu-jitsu.
guy that doesn't even compete.
Yeah.
They could beat him.
Right.
I guarantee it.
Facts. Yeah.
If we taught, you know who Tom Haviland is?
Uh-uh.
Oh my gosh, bro. He's like 6'11", 400 pounds. Looks like a bodybuilder. And reps close grip bench press is like 600 pounds.
Jeez.
He's from Australia. He's
Okay.
one of the freakiest people. I'll show you some pictures in a minute I've ever seen. If you teach that guy jujitsu, Gordon Ryan has zero chance.
Well, that's interesting. Did you see the videos where Gordon Ryan was
Rolling with the mountain or not? Or was it mountain or was it
I forget if it was
Brian Shaw?
It was one of them.
Yeah. It was the mountain. It was the mountain. I remember seeing it because they had like that hat.
Give that dude a year. Not even. Give him 6 months.
Bro, the thing is like Gordon Ryan is amazing. He's the best, but you can't tap him out. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do to him? You shoot that man with a large bullet.
Yes. From a distance.
Yes.
Where he can't reach you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's outliers to everything.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, but I always tell people when I coach or when I'm instructing like law enforcement, because I've done like law enforcement classes at different police departments and things like that. I even used to, a long time ago, about 18, 19 years ago, I used to teach, you can ask Les James. I used to come up and teach the police officers at the VA.
Yeah.
I would teach them jujitsu and stuff. And that was like taboo VA stuff back then. Don't do that. We did it for about 2 months. I did it like once a week for like 2 months. And they finally was like, you can't come in anymore. He's not an employee. He could sue us and all this. Anyways, and I signed a waiver and everything. But anyways, like jujitsu and police work, I always tell them this. You don't want to know how to learn to fight in the middle of a fight. That's the worst time on the side of the road. In your head, I'm like, you're learning to fight right now. That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's like literally, I equate it to being a lifeguard and you don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
It's not if, it's when you're going to get in that water.
Right. That's good.
These guys want to be great at shooting, which is amazing. You should be proficient. You should be great at malfunctions. That's the most important job we have. Nobody in the world has the ability to take someone's life justifiably in the entire world. That's the only job. We have that job. Even the military in their ways, unless they're in war conflicts or whatever, they don't carry that same weight that we do.
Right. We
take your freedom in your life while actively being hunted. So why would you not want to be good at it? It's mind blowing to me, but guys want to be so great at their weapon system, and your chances of even being in an actual live firing situation may never happen.
Right.
I promise you'll put your hands on somebody in law enforcement probably tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I mean? And why would you jump in the deep end of the pool if you don't know how to swim? That's dumb.
No, that's good. That makes me think of like, I was an MP in the Army, but even just being a soldier, I thought like I was invincible, that I could fight anybody. I was I was like 175 pounds back then, like,
Yeah, I was like
you know, a little,
130.
like a little string bean, but like, a lot of it comes down to like ego and, you know,
100%.
pride. Because you got, especially with what we do, you got guys that have been doing it for so long, and they either get in that mindset, that complacency mindset of, oh, nothing's ever happened to me or whatever. I tell students all the time, I tell officers all the time, like, yeah, I don't put on the vest anymore, but I have to protect my wife and kid.
Absolutely.
There's crackheads in every Walmart in America.
Eh,
And we're in Arkansas. There's a lot of
especially here.
Walmarts.
Yeah,
There's a lot
especially
of Walmarts.
yeah, that's oversaturated for
Yeah. And so, um, I think Ryan choked some dude out or
sure.
did something to some guy in Hot Springs, some like meth head. This was a long time ago, but like we've had, we've had, uh, other agents getting
the
stuff like,
the thing that is like egotistical to me is that because of the testosterone and things with men, especially men,
mm,
um, they think they can physically take care of themselves when that is true in a lot of ways. But you have no idea what the other person's capable of.
yeah,
But you should know that you're not capable.
yeah,
That's what's crazy to me is the self-reflection part that people don't do because so many people are so unassuming and a large percentage, if not most people, don't
yeah.
know how to fight.
We were just talking about that at dinner,
Yeah.
with my wife. Like, unless they have cauliflower, you might have
Yeah.
no idea that they roll. Like
None.
Mark Zuckerberg rolls now, and he
Yeah. Yeah.
you would not think
No,
that.
that not and believe it or not, that is a high clientele of jujitsu people
Yeah,
that are in jujitsu gyms learning, but because it's a good journey and it gives you a lot of confidence in
mhm,
life. Because you go in there, that's the gratifying thing to me is if you can check your ego and you can go in there and you can survive against someone. Because I promise you, if you do jujitsu for about 6 months, you're going to know more than 90 something, 95 plus percentage of the world about controlling a human body.
yeah,
You will. And again, there's outliers, there's massive humans, things like that,
sure,
explosive freak athletes and stuff.
yeah,
But for the everyday person, a 6-month person that's done jujitsu 3 to 4 days a week is a dangerous person.
yeah.
That is a person that could hurt you. You know?
And with law enforcement, like especially just with the optics of things
Exactly.
that have happened over
Yeah,
the last,
if I punch you,
looks bad.
could I be within policy?
Sure.
Yeah. Optically, it looks horrible.
Yep.
Uh, Low chance of getting the job accomplished what I need. You may hurt your hand, can't use your weapons or your tools. It's insane to me. I understand it's a primitive thing,
Sure.
like even in jiu-jitsu tournaments when guys get mad, what happens? They start throwing fists.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's very animalistic, you know what I mean? It's very primitive.
Sure.
Because that's how we're wired. That's we had to survive like that forever,
Mhm.
before we got modern technology and stuff. But it's not productive.
No.
We're defensive tactics.
Yeah.
We have to react to what you're doing.
Yeah.
When you're striking, yes, you may have to strike somebody. They may have your arm or gun. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There are times you have to do it. But if you go into that presence with that first, then to me, you're looking offensive.
Yeah. For law enforcement, strikes should be to get distance or to close distance, right?
Absolutely.
I'm going to give you a 1-2 so I can wrap you up and take you to the
Which is
ground.
the essence of why jiu-jitsu started a long time ago.
Yeah.
The very little strikes they used to do there in Helio in them's time
It's
was
more of a distraction to
distraction
get that or close that distance.
for me to be able to grab you and control you.
Yep. Yep.
So
It's funny when I did when I did it's called I forget what it's called, but the first level of Army combatives, I did it last year, and for the final thing, they had the whole blower suit on and everything.
oh yeah.
I started out standing up, and I'm like, "What am I doing?" And I just
Yeah.
took it to the ground.
Yeah.
Why am I'm not a striker. Like I need to put them on the ground and
Yeah.
smother them and get the
The
finish.
ground, if you're comfortably on the ground, that's like another person.
Yeah.
And they're on your team. You know
For
what I mean?
law enforcement, it's a superpower. Going back to what we're saying, like optically. And we're going to show you some stuff that you probably already know, but some stuff that we're putting out there now where it doesn't look bad at all, like a wrist weave.
Mhm.
It doesn't look bad at all, but I can put some heat on that. It doesn't feel good.
No.
2-arm tie, it doesn't look bad, but I could
Oh, your
smash you
shoulder
on the ground.
just pop it out of place.
Yeah. So all these, and that's the thing about it too. Like you have guys that have been in law enforcement for a long time. They think they know stuff, but like because of optics, things have to change. And industry standards have changed. But if you
Right.
can control somebody without punching them, without hitting them with the baton, without spicing them up with some OC,
Yeah.
like that's a superpower.
Well, the reason I'm I'm so big on it. I have been for a long time. Is because I've been in law enforcement over 20 years. Is because your OC could fail, your baton could fail, even your weapon could fail. You're left with what God gave you.
Yeah.
And if you're proficient here, I think if a lot of guys, I try to tell them, especially young guys, I'm like, if you do jujitsu and you do it a while and you get in these situations, especially law enforcement style jujitsu, because we do that at my gym, like once a month, we have guys come in, safe place, duty rigs, all that, right? And we teach specific things that are applicable because we're not doing real jujitsu in the field.
Right.
There's practical reasons and things that we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
However, it gives you a confidence boost that you talk to people differently.
Yeah.
Because listen, I brought the gun. I know I brought the gun, and I know what else I brought too. So I know where we're going with this. Like, if that's where we go, that's where we go. But
Yeah.
it to me, I don't have a lot of uses of force because I think the way I speak to people is matter of fact, it's very confident.
Mhm.
It's I don't know if I told you a story. We had a guy one time in part of the VA. That way, I don't say anything I'm not supposed to. But he got letters to one of the senators and told him the license plate of the security that took his kids to school.
Oh.
He claims he was a Green Beret and stuff and things like that, and he was very connected. We'll just say that. And well, the Secret Service was coming to arrest him,
Mhm.
and they called us from the Dallas area and was like, "Hey, go detain this guy." And I went in, and he's a big dude too. I was like, "Hey, y'all just stand out by the door. I want to talk to him." Because I was like, I think going in there and bum rushing him is a bad idea.
Yes.
I said, it's not because that's what their approach was. I was like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
I
No,
said, let me go talk to
somebody's
him.
getting hurt.
So I went in and talked to him and I said, this is like 4 years ago, something like that. I said, hey man, uh, he and I had talked before. He was on a bench one time when I was just happening to walk by and he was a little thrown off and he did jujitsu too. I don't know what belt he was or anything. He found out we kind of shared that common interest.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I'm not going to say the senator's name. I was like, you got the senator's attention. I did. He's super happy. I said, but the problem is that the Secret Service are coming to arrest you on a warrant. I kept it 100 with him.
Mm.
He's like, all right. So I said, I'm gonna need you to come over here and submit the hand restraints and stuff like that, handcuffs. He's like, he looked straight at me. This is a true story. He goes, you think you can handcuff me? I said, well, I don't know the first number to the sequence what I'm about to tell you, but the last number is 0 for how many people I've not handcuffed.
Mm.
He said, that was a good enough answer for me. Turn around and let me handcuff him. I was like, oh my God, it worked.
Yeah.
But I think like I was dead serious. I was like, I've never unsuccessfully handcuffed someone.
Right.
They've been a lot of ugly ones, but I won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think just because I went in there and presented it that way, it doesn't always go that way, obviously.
Sure.
But I don't know. I think you're just more confident, and that's what police officers should. That's why they should segue. And I'm gonna bring up like because I know you're gonna bring it up is I have my own school. I had my own school for about 3.5 years. Me and a 2-stripe black belt, and law enforcement in my area. If you live in my county, the whole county, and you're active law enforcement, you can train there for free. I pay it myself.
Mm.
I pay our black belt because our black belt gets paid. It's an independent contractor thing. I pay him for me because I want them to do that.
Yeah.
We have exactly one police officer that just started like 2 months ago in 3.5 years of me offering this. And if you don't live in our county, I pay 50% if you drive.
Yeah.
And you're getting black belt level instruction. And
It's wild.
it's we have about 7 firefighters, like I told him. And like I told Paul earlier, is firefighters show up with 10 people. There's not a man on planet Earth that can whoop 10 people. So I don't, they're doing it and it's great. I love that they do it. But there's the buy-in is so low for police officers when it is so practical.
Yeah. It's so, man, it's so needed. Like you said, like it gives you that confidence where you don't have to talk to people a certain way. So you talk to them more on a human level because
Absolutely.
in most cases,
Well, I know where it's going to go.
a lot
The
of
worst thing
officers,
is going to happen is this is going to happen. You know what I mean?
a lot of officers, they just like, I've got the gun, I have the badge, I'm in charge. But not every situation requires you to talk to people that way.
No.
And that makes me
The
think of,
Astel make things over.
yeah.
Those days are gone, and they should be. And I understand that's situational.
Mm.
Certain situations I will Astel make.
Yeah.
But if you do that broadly, you lose public trust.
Yeah.
in my
Yeah, I remember a couple times where, you know, same thing. There was a CWT worker in Detroit, and he did Muay Thai, and like working nights, I'd see him and I'd just stop and chat with him or whatever, and then like I talked about, I threw my back out, so I was on light duty, and they got a call about this guy, and I was like, oh crap, like I knew who was on shift. It's those guys that are going to show up and escalate things like almost immediately.
I
So
call those electricians.
yeah,
Wired up.
yeah. Well, so I got up there and like I put myself behind the nurse's desk because I was like hunched over. I wasn't helping anything
Right.
if I had to put hands on him, but I was able to like he had tunnel vision. Like it took me a minute to like talk to him, but then he like finally
Came
recognized
out.
me and like calmed down because I knew, because we talked and I knew that he was a practitioner. I'm like, officers are gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's gonna go in handcuffs because
Yeah.
that's what's gonna happen, but people are gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
And
But
that
that's not
doesn't
the
need to
goal.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The goal is least amount always. And it, I tell guys this, like sometimes when I instruct, especially LEOs, I say, hey, who here would die for their kids?
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna raise their hands.
Sure.
And I look at them and say, who here will train for their kids?
Mm,
No hands up, right? You said you'll die for them, but will you train for them?
yeah.
You know,
That's good.
that's why I like to be an instructor at the local level, because I'm training guys that have my back, that
Yeah.
are going to be my back.
Exactly.
And I know the knowledge in my brain and how I can give it to them and disseminate it to them so that they can practically apply it to help me. And I'm going to help them because we're all each other. You know what I mean? So that's why I like instructing, is because if you get to the point where you're a lone ranger and you have all this experience and you don't want to disseminate it, or you don't think you can or you should, then it's time to call it quits.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that way.
So one of the things Wolf said a while back, and I say it to officers every once in a while, is if you in your current physical state and training were in a fight for your life and you were your backup, would you be confident
That's
that they were
great.
coming to help
That's
actually
great.
help or be, make it worse?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I can honestly say, especially like during the COVID time where like, everybody was getting fat and lazy.
They were.
I was one of them. I wouldn't have felt as confident then as I do or have in other times in my career.
Yeah. No, I mean, I tell guys, look, I really push jujitsu or forms of that or forms of combatives or something, but at the very least, work out, exercise,
Yeah.
eat better.
Yes.
Because if you're physically capable of lifting weights, stuff, you're going to be a lot better than you were if you weren't. I'm not saying, because some people don't want to do it. I get it, but I love it. It's like my life. I've went on and off the mat, but I've obviously came back every time, and it's just I'm very passionate about it,
Yeah.
and I like to challenge people when I'm instructing. I'm like, look, it's not sexy. Like when you go to the range, that's sexy. Everybody's like, oh, look at that, but
Mm.
it's like, you might have tapped this guy, but it's not really. They're like, oh, okay, he's going to tap me now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you have the snipers out there that outshoot people.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I'm completely opposite of most police officers when it comes to that. I like to do hard things that doesn't give a lot of reward, I guess you could say. Self-rewarding, because it's a practical thing that I may use one day.
Right.
So, and I have used it, you know what I mean? It's helped me in my life through many things. So
Yeah. And like piggybacking off that, like looking a certain way is gonna also help you avoid certain situations.
absolutely.
'Cause
Absolutely.
I know I've responded to calls and they're like, never mind.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, me and my partner, you met Bob. He's in good shape. He doesn't do jujitsu or anything like that, but he works out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we show up to calls and they're like, "Oh, we're good."
Yeah.
And I mean, because we're in good shape guys, we're decent sized guys and stuff, and we show up with confidence.
Yeah.
And we have other officers that work there, and they show up and they're like, "No, please, no." and I promise you, you could run the data, you can run the body cam footage of our encounters with people, and de-escalation is immaculate.
Yeah.
Theirs is always escalated.
Mhm.
I mean, we had a guy, no joke. We have an officer, and I'm not going to beat him down or anything, but we had a guy that I talked out of a house with a local town SWAT team. We were talking to him. My lieutenant was talking to him, and I was on the phone with his wife, and I got his family out because he was going to kill his family and himself.
Mm.
And I got her out while I was on the phone with the SWAT commander that surrounded the house.
Mm.
And he described one of our officers to the T that he said he was gonna come to the VA and kill that one because he knew he could kill him.
Wow.
He said he is unfit for duty. Yeah, well, you know what they did? They showed him that body cam footage of when he was talking to me and, like, had a come to Jesus meeting with him, and I don't that was real recent.
Yeah.
I don't know what came of that, but they like, "Look, you're a target,
Yeah.
and not only are you a target, you're a liability." So, you can be a target yourself, you're hurting yourself, but you're hurting everybody else too.
Yeah. So I've mentioned a couple times now, but when I threw my back out, that first time it happened, like I said, I had to have 5 firefighters carry me out of the house. I couldn't get up. And after that, I told everybody, I'm like, if this ever happens again, like I'm not gonna be a cop anymore
Yeah.
because I don't want to be a liability.
Yeah. So we yeah, I'm not gonna I'll bring up another situation off camera later, but, you have to have self-preservation. You have to be able to
Gotta be able to look in the mirror.
self-reflection,
Yeah.
exactly. You have to be in self-preservation, whatever. Self-reflection is I'm responsible for myself, but when I go to work, I'm responsible for this guy
Yeah.
and that guy. You know, when I've been on TAC teams and SWAT teams and stuff, we used to, if you shot friendly fired or you got your partner killed or something, dude, we had a SWAT team guy, and he probably learned this from somewhere else. We had to write a letter to that person's loved one why we got him killed,
Yeah.
and we had to give it to him, their wife.
Mm.
Like, it's sobering. You know,
Yeah.
that is like, because you didn't do what you're supposed to, he died.
Yeah. That's a real thing, man. Like it's not just about you, but we've hit on it, right? Being able to handle the situation better, being able to look your kids in the face. Like you said, would you die for him, but would you train for him?
Yeah.
Because that could be the reason you die if you don't
Yeah,
train for him.
exactly.
And would you do it for the ones you got to work with? And
Exactly.
that's and man, it's hard for men to do that. Um, and I know I can honestly say before I was saved that like I thought I was invincible.
Right.
Oh, I went to war. I shot guns. I did like I wish I would have mollywopped the shit out of my younger self. Like,
Right,
like
right,
I would just sit on my younger self.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's especially in our career field. Like, it's hard for guys to look in the mirror. And I know, like, as a Christian, you're if you're really walking that walk, it's hard for you not to humble yourself and
Always.
look in the mirror. And
Yeah.
that's another thing where it's really hard for people to do. And one of the reasons I feel it's hard for people to accept Christ is because to be a Christian, you have to change.
Well,
And people don't want to change.
no, it's easy.
Yeah.
Change is hard.
Yeah.
It's you're shedding layers of yourself, you know? Speaking on, like, you know, there's a lot of misconceptions about the Bible. Nowhere, and I could be wrong, someone fact check me on this, I've found where it says, "Don't judge." It says, "Don't judge to others without being or judge to yourself." So, I've also read a lot of scripture about we're supposed to hold each other accountable.
Mhm.
I can judge you all day as a Christian
Yeah.
because my job is to hold you up.
Yep.
I shouldn't judge non-Christians. They don't know any better. That's a dumb thing. That's where a lot of pastors and preachers and things, they get it wrong. They're talking about sinners and this and that. We're all sinners, but, you know, unsaved people, well, they don't know.
Yeah.
You know. So whatever you're doing. So the way I view sin is this, and from the scripture, obviously, but anything that I do, because there's no written rules unless you bring the 10 Commandments in after Jesus, you know, died on the cross of this, and this is a sin. I think anything that you do to cause someone else to stumble is a sin.
Mm.
So some people view profanity differently because they're words, you know. But if your profane language causes another person to stumble or to second guess your believing, then I think that could be sinful
Yeah.
because it's all intention and purpose. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So to me, it's sin is all about intention and purpose. Why are you doing things, and why are you doing it? You know what I mean? Things like that.
Yeah.
So
Sinning is easy, and it talks all through
yeah,
like Proverbs about
yeah. Proverbs is great.
talking to fools or trying to say things like casting pearls before swine and everything.
Hmm.
And that's a whole thing in itself.
That'd be a podcast right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Easily.
And I know we've pivoted here, but
Hmm.
I think it's very important. Like I know I was a piece of crap before I had Christ,
Amen.
100%. I went to Virginia last year like a couple days ago, a year ago exactly, for my men's alliance thing, and they did the national rally. Well, that's where my last duty station was, and the guys I was with, I was like, "Hey, would you mind if we go, to Fort Lee or whatever it's called now?"
Yeah.
But I was like, "Would you guys just so I can reminisce or whatever?" And I was like, the whole time I was like, "Man, I was a piece of crap here. I was not a good person."
Right.
And um, but I can say though, like there's been times throughout my life that I wish that I didn't when I didn't have Christ and God, where I looked in the mirror and I was like, I have to make a change. Like
Right.
when I got
But
out of
you
high
can't do
school,
it yourself, so you kept repeating the same things.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly, absolutely. But I at least had it within me to look in the mirror and say, I have to make a change, or
That's good.
I'm gonna die or go to jail. I have to make a change, or XYZ is gonna happen,
Right.
and that's a hard thing to do, and a lot of
Yeah.
people can't do it.
No, most people can.
Yeah, so like tying it back, with the law enforcement thing, like guys, you got to look yourself in the mirror. If you can't confidently say that, you can do these things day in and day out, you might need to look at doing something different.
One of the things I think that would change the culture, in my opinion, would doing hard training. And I get the injury aspect of things, but if you could put somebody in deep water and take their gun away from them over and over again, just show them,
Yeah.
humble them.
Mhm.
But it's so, don't do that because they're going to get hurt. We're going to lose a person. I get it, from a liability standpoint, but that's where I think um, you would get a better buy-in is if we could beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
Lack of a better
Yeah.
phrase, but that's true though. Like
Yeah.
if I could just really do jujitsu at work
Right.
and really show someone, then and especially if I can do it with other officers there and show you, yeah, I can do this 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Right now. I'll do it right now.
And the scary thing, like for our agency, every branch of the military has a combatives program.
Yeah.
I can't confirm or deny for Space Force yet. If anybody's in the Space Force and they have
Yeah,
a
let
combatives
us know.
program, let me know. I
I
want
wanna
to try
know
it
that.
out. I want to
Yeah.
come try it out.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
that
like
would be
zero
awesome.
gravity or something. Like,
That would be awesome.
but seriously, like every like Air Force, like everybody's dogged on the Air Force for their entire existence.
Right.
But their Air Force combatives program, like I'm actually going back for my recertification here in about a month, to be an Air Force combatives instructor. Like their program is pretty gangster. Like I think they took all their getting bullied forever and put it into the combatives program.
They're the Mark Zuckerbergs, dog.
Yeah, yeah.
They're the unassuming people.
But that's the thing, right? Like not even within within what we do, but
people have been introduced to it because a large percentage of most of VA police officers are military guys.
Yeah.
So they know how important it is.
But not only that, man, like the UFC is so big, and like, MMA is so big. If you watch it, you can replicate it to a degree. You might not do it perfectly,
Absolutely.
but I remember seeing a video, this has been years ago now, but cop was getting choked out, rear naked choke outside of a gas station or something. They interviewed him after, like, do you train? They're like, no, I just watch UFC.
Yeah, because a lot of this stuff in jiu-jitsu, especially strangulation and stuff, is natural.
Mhm.
It's natural. You may not have it perfect.
Yeah.
And they may slip off, whatever it may be, but it's pretty natural. You know what I mean?
And
Especially
if you're
when
on
you
the
grab somebody.
and if you're on the receiving end of that and you've never been in that position, you're gonna
Panic.
freak out.
Yes, it's gonna be bad.
That's bad. I know, like my first couple years here, uh, with Ryan and Rich, man, like they had me on my back, knee on belly or mounted, like 90% of the time.
Yeah,
To the point now where like
I'm okay.
I'm fine. Like
Yeah, it's fine.
like you're not punching me, so I'm okay. Like
Yeah,
when
exactly.
we're
That's
playing
how- yeah.
jujitsu, when we're playing jujitsu, like I'm fine.
Yeah.
But even like, um, like when I, uh, you'll probably meet her this week, but Trish, she's a purple belt now. She's
I think I've seen a picture of her, like at some of y'all's lunch rolls or something.
no, she's at grad school.
Oh,
but,
okay. No,
but
y'all
she
used to have it. Y'all don't have it anymore. That's right.
yeah, so she's the massage, like the resident massage therapist there.
Oh,
but,
okay.
when I like early on when I would train with her, I'm like, she's like, oh, playing. I'm like, what you need to realize though is like me and like Bobby and some of these other guys, like we're in our minds, we're thinking about where to drop an elbow, like we're how we could like finish the fight. She's like, are you serious? I'm like, absolutely.
Oh yeah, that my brain is it's a dark place,
Yeah.
dog. Like, I do like, if depending on how you're rolling with me and things like that, I got some nasty little can openers, or I call it the Pillsbury Doughboy when I put my finger all the way in your diaphragm. I do some weird stuff like that just to humble you a little bit. But hey, you got to calm down
Yeah.
because it's not gonna feel good what I'm about to do to you because you're being too much. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking about. It's like, oh, but I also do that to aggravate people too. So
Yeah.
there's a guy, one of my rolling partners at Levi's gym that I roll with on Fridays. His name's Luke. He's a brown belt. So unassuming. He's probably like 180. He is so good at jujitsu, soft spoken. That dude would kill you, bro.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, this dude would beat up so many people. And you're just like, he's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I would never think that dude does jujitsu.
And that's the thing. And we talk about it a lot of times too, is like, 15, 20 years ago, you had to travel to a different state to go to jujitsu.
Yeah. You had to go to Dallas. I had to. That's where I did it 20
Where
years ago.
you're at now, there's between your school and Dallas, there's probably 100 schools.
Yeah, easily.
I've been to a couple of them.
Yeah,
there's a ton of schools.
It's so oversaturated. Yeah. There's schools everywhere.
Cabot's kind of small, but there's 3 here now.
There's 3 in Levi's town. There's only like 40,000 people in that town, or maybe more, 60,000. But there's 3 or 4 jiu-jitsu gyms in that place. Like, that's insane. Like, yeah, I had to go to Dallas. I literally had to go to a place called Farmers Branch. That's where Carlos Machado's headquarters is.
Okay.
The Machado.
So that's the thing, right? Like, so for you to still have that mindset that just because you have a badge and a gun that you can handle a situation is such a fallacy. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but you're a fool.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry to say it. You're a fool. Like,
yeah.
If you're a law enforcement officer and you don't train,
well, it's like I said earlier, it's like being in a lifeguard.
Yeah. No, that's good. I like that.
Like, you will get in the water.
I'm gonna figure out how to put that into the title.
Oh yeah, you should. Yeah.
Can you swim as a lifeguard or something? I'll come up with something.
Yeah, but I use that a lot because it's instant. People get it.
Yeah, it's easy to.
I promise you, in law enforcement, you will put your hands on somebody.
Yeah.
Quickly. It's gonna happen a lot. Like, especially if you work on the streets anywhere, you're gonna put your hands on a lot of people.
And so to kind of slightly pivot there, right? So I see so many videos with tasers.
Oh,
like they're so quick on the taser, so quick on the taser.
I hate the taser.
And we're probably getting them. But
I'm not gonna use it.
But you still have to put your hands on them.
You do. That's what I tell people all the time. I'm like, you got all these tools. You have to cuff them with your hands.
Yeah.
Like, unless we get that cool boomerang thing you shoot people with and it wraps them around. I don't even know what it's called. I've seen it before. Some other country's law enforcement tool or aid. You're still going to have to put your hands on them. No matter what, your hands have to be used.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here?
It's wild. I will say that the Taser 10's pretty dope with the.
Oh, Levi's got it. That thing is awesome. It's that cartridge. It's a real projectile, dude.
Yeah. Like that thing's pretty gangster.
It's accurate.
But however, you still got to put your hands on somebody.
Yes, you're gonna have to put your hands on. I bring that up to people all the time. I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, I don't even know. I can't believe we're having this talk.
Yeah.
But you got to get buy-ins. Like, the thing is the upper echelon of the administrations are starting to phase out.
Yeah.
We're still about 10 years away, and it's gonna have to happen for a lot of reasons. And
so, like within our agency, we've been doing jiu-jitsu based training I've been in the VA for almost a decade, so probably like 15, pushing 20 years. We've been doing ground stuff. No other agency can say that I'm aware of.
No.
So like we're way ahead of the power curve on that, but it's becoming an industry standard.
There's a couple places like the town that Levi works in Sherman, but lives in Denison. Denison actually does GST.
Yeah.
Their police department does, and they've been doing it, I think, only like a few years. But you have to go to GST.
Right.
When you get hired on within your FTO, you have to go to GST 1.
Wow.
You have to.
Wow.
It's a part of the career. And which is amazing. Because as you know, GST 1 is a lot of book work, school work, but it's the application and learning why you're doing certain things. You know what I mean? So they make every officer go through that.
Yeah, it's been
long,
probably come up on 10 years now, but Marietta PD, which is in Georgia, they did a study where the same thing for their FTO, you have to get to a blue belt before you come to FTO.
I think every police officer, because if you do jiu-jitsu consistently 3 to 4 days a week, you can get a blue belt in about a year. Yeah. You can, maybe less, maybe sooner. You know what I mean? Some guys, 8 to 12 months, if you do it 4 days a week, I promise you, you're going to get
2 3 years Dagestan.
2 to 3 years Dagestan.
But in that study, like taser deployments went down, officers
Guaranteed.
injuries went down, lawsuits went down because they're comfortable and confident in using their hands.
Yeah.
But,
I
um,
feel so much.
so
Bro,
here's
I
one of
carry pepper spray because I have to,
right.
everybody.
Yeah,
If I didn't have to, I wouldn't.
no, I
I
had to
didn't. I
spice it.
promise
Yeah,
you, if I didn't have to carry the baton, I wouldn't.
yeah.
Because that thing is clunky. It's bullcrap. I will never, ever use it.
All right. So dang, what was I say?
Talking about Marietta and use of forces and
Yeah. I don't know. All in all, it's important to get out there and do something. Oh, this is what I was say. So I say this all the time because we'll get guys in from like California. They're like, it's like $350 a month. I'm like, I get it, but guess what? That's the difference from not eating out a couple times a month to something that might save your life.
absolutely.
Like we're plus a lot of schools, yours included, either offer free tuition or a discounted
And if
tuition.
you can get into the education department to VA, for example, and they can help pay for your portion of your stuff.
Yeah.
I know for a fact they can. There's a lot of adopt a cop things. There's a lot of programs out there that you should look into.
Weedify.
There's a
for
lot
vets,
that
yeah.
pay for half the police officers. Like Levi's gym does like 50% off for police officers.
So like the excuses are dwindling because, like I said, we get guys. Oh, it's so expensive. I'm like, okay, don't eat out a couple times a month.
Yeah.
Might save your life.
Twice.
Right.
Good food, not eating bad food, and getting bright.
Right. Exactly. And so that it's just I don't know. It's so important. I mean, every time I open up Instagram, I see like a use of force video.
Every
like,
time we share them with each other too.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
yeah.
yeah. It's and I don't like to pick on people, but we look at it optically from a different lens. Because I always use that as a training aid or a tool.
Sure.
Because I'm not picking on that individual person, but if it's something that officers do all the time, then I'm going to use that because there's freak accidents. You never know.
Sure.
Like the guy that was riding the ticket, the lady, and the guy pulled up and was about to hit the cop with an axe or whatever.
Yeah.
And he pulls his gun out. That doesn't happen ever.
Yeah. That was like in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Too,
Yeah. That
it?
was yeah. It was like a freak thing.
Yeah.
So, and he did what he was supposed to, but, there's so many times you see the same problems over and over again. And it's tactical awareness is zero because if you train, things that can happen. You're going to be like, oh, I've trained this before.
Yeah.
Or you get feelings, you know what I mean? Like your
That's
confidence just goes up. Your awareness, everything just goes up.
It's hard for your body to go where your mind hasn't been.
For sure.
And I'm just like
dumbfounded. Yeah.
It's the only place. Like last week, we had a basic course coming through, and they're like, "Oh, I wish you guys could do a red man." I'm like, first of all, I'm not putting a red man suit on and getting hit by 100 students.
We got a red man suit.
Like, second of all, it doesn't matter because like unless you get beat up and you have some like a coming to Jesus moment, like you still have to train.
Yeah.
Still have to train.
Yeah.
Because like I know like I took time off to do the strongman stuff for a while, and I'm like, I need to put my white belt back on. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Wrestling is all it is.
Yeah, and it's all coming back. But like this is something that I've been pushing on instructors, and I might say it this week is if you're an instructor for defensive tactics and you don't train, you're a fraud.
You should be fired.
You're a fraud.
I agree.
And I say that to the instructor courses, and then I turn around and say I was a fraud for the last 6 months because I haven't been training.
Oh, that's different. Like you have a great base. There's a difference between that.
But I should still be sharp.
I get one day a week at least or something. Yeah, I got you. I understand that. No, I like challenging people.
Yeah,
especially in the research. 3 years ago, you got certified.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? You do this 4 times a year.
Yeah. Like you'll meet him tomorrow. Justin, like he's one of the few
he had a huge buy, and you said,
yeah,
right? That's awesome.
He's one of the few. I was like, you guys should train, and he's been training since. So
I love that.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a good dude. But yeah, man. On that, I know I don't even know what time it is, but
almost 9.
Yeah, it's way past my bedtime with this.
I go to bed at 9 for sure.
It's past my bedtime. You got to get back to
Oh,
So, man, I appreciate you doing this. This
yep.
is pretty cool. First time again doing it with another person here.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
Yep.
we'll definitely do it again. And I'll now that the baby's getting a little bit older, we'll
Yeah.
come down there and
Cook out and
train.
stuff.
See,
Train. Yeah.
yeah, see if I can't.
The gym's completely different now too.
It's
Got a
at
new
it's at the gym, right?
Yeah, it's in the back, but the actual workout facility and everything now is got a new main owner and stuff. He is he put like 150K into the place, bro.
Oh wow.
Oh, you walk in and be like, "Oh my." It's like aesthetic and everything. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's lame.
Even the outdoor
I
area where
kind
we're
of like
working
the
at.
gritty.
Well, it's still gritty on the outside because
Okay.
the people who keep the lights on like the commercial aspect of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you.
But we still have the outdoor area that we just turfed everything.
Nice. Yeah.
And then we have the mono, we have all that stuff out there.
Yeah, that's
It's
sweet.
awesome.
So just where's that where's the dojo at that officers and they're in the
Oh,
area
it's
that
so the jiu-jitsu, because it's in the same places. Used to be called Fat Chance Fitness, now it's called Bonham Barbell Club.
okay.
But the jiu-jitsu is under the same roof, but it's called Vice Versa Jiu-Jitsu. And Michael Kuby he's the two-stripe professor for us, and he's excellent.
Yeah, so if you see this, you're in the area, man, hit up Shane or just go
Anybody, yeah.
check him out.
We've had guys come to the VA and do some like training for different things for VA employees from LETC. They come up, I let them use the gym, and they get. I mean it. Come train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's been multiple times and came and trained. We always make it.
And I'm like 5 hours away. I've trained more than most of the cops in the
You've trained more than every police officer.
Yeah.
Like, don't even like. I'm gonna stop my TED talk. I appreciate it.
But yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and pray this episode
Yes,
out
sir.
and we'll get on with it. Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for bringing my brother here to have a chat, and hopefully this talk can to reach somebody and they can just make a change in their life and hopefully ultimately turn towards you through it all. But just want to just bless this week. Pray that we can get through it injury free and have some fun and just glorify you through it all. I pray this all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Appreciate that.